Alright, Shalom. All praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah, Hudash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, brothers, teaching in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. Alright, this is Tyler. Y'all coming back once again. UTC 144K camp. Alright. And look, man, it's getting to the point where, you know, through the spirit, the Lord is starting to deal with these wicked, lazy ass women and Negroes, man. You know, and I'm talking about, the mere fact of the matter of it's been a lot of domestic killings, man, lately. Unaliving, I'll say that. Right, and I just let me get some articles here. Give me a second. So this is one article, and this has been all this week, pretty much. I've been perusing the internet, and I've been seeing this, man. And now it's a thing of, these times are getting tighter, right? And the 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 relationship veil is getting blown to smithereens. All right, women are independent. Okay, they always need resources and help. Okay, the women aren't able to be independent. Okay, men are created to be independent. All right, and once these guys find out this shit, what happens is, realism hits them, and they see that this bitch never loved them, and just using them for a covering. Having a roof over her head, or having food in her mouth, or so on and so forth. It says a Pennsylvania woman started stabbing her boyfriend in the chest and abdomen after he told her to get the fuck out of my life. You see? So obviously he owns the house and he owns, everything. You see? She allegedly claimed she poked him with the knife. Alright? She's crazy. The victim explained to cops about the girlfriend, Jessica Estrewich. Alright, according to a criminal complaint obtained by local NBC affiliate WCAU, I told her to get the fuck out of my life. She's running around with a knife. I told her to get the fuck out of here, and she started stabbing me. Alright, Estrewich, 34, allegedly attacked a man at his home. See, that's his house. Upper Darby Township of July 9th. The victim told police that Estrewich had been living with him and he was trying to kick her out when things escalated and almost turned deadly, per the complaint. Estrewich allegedly told cops she was arguing with the man while holding a serrated silver knife as she poked him with it. All right, so she was being brolic with him. Okay, like strong arming him in his own house. Says the mere fact that she gave her self-serving statement that it was a poke doesn't erase the fact that she could have killed this male. All right. So another fight, and then it was one article. Let me see if I can find it. Another one. I don't know. Right here. It's another one. You see her? See that monkey face right there? And guess what she was being to her man in the house? She was being an absolute fucking demon, man. Look at this. What did it say? Instead of bringing them closer, I'm just reading the excerpt. It says instead of it bringing them closer, she became more controlling. Right, this is the woman. Kim Stedman said, according to the Review Journal, instead of working, even though she was qualified to do at least manual labor, she did not. She demanded to see his phone. So she was in there nagging this man to death, man. And he's trying to keep it on the straight and narrow, go to work, keep up with the bills and shit. And this fat bitch is around there stumping around, okay, not being a help, okay. Says cops were called to the couple's home in downtown Las Vegas on January 23rd. Right, so that was at the beginning of the year, and they found the Kodet inside, suffering from multiple stab wounds. Medical personnel responded and transported the woman to a nearby hospital where she later died, as Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department press release said. Right, it says that Galen Prevel had been drinking alcohol and was getting ready for work when he asked LaVie Cadet to make him some rice to eat. She said no, and he proceeded to stab her repeatedly with a kitchen knife, according to court testimonies from their roommates. So she was always hopping on him, okay, cheating and so on and so forth, okay. And this is the end result, man. Judgment, okay, because that's not a woman's lane. A woman's lane is to be a helpmate and make sure that the husband has everything he needs to afford him, okay, on his daily walk. That means being a comfort to him and being peace, okay. And it's a lot more. I see. There we go, another one. He snapped. Las Vegas man. This is the same one, yep. Over race, same one. There was another one I seen too. This one killed. Let me see. Unalived. Let's see. Yeah, I won't be able to find that one. But that one was sad too. This lady had helped out her daughter's boyfriend by letting them move into the senior building with them. You know, and this man on her birthday, you know, he killed the older lady in her bed on her birthday. Just beat the shit out of her and killed her. All right. You know why? Because probably that lady, even though she opened up the house to him, she was being a tyrant to him. Okay. So numerous amounts of these things happen right here. Let me see. Nah, damn, I don't know if I saved that one or not. I didn't. But yeah, let's go to the scripts, man. This nigga's a weirdo. Let's get some scripts. Let's see. Give me a second. This is Proverbs 21:9. It says it is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. Right? And that's what these guys they got tired of, man. They got tired of it. All right. And these women, they're getting more and more aggressive with their loftiness. All right. Especially in the time where the hour of temptation is close at hand, man. Okay. Let's get this. Because a man is a covering for a woman. All right. So once we start doing that job, let me get it. trying to remember how it goes in a second here. Here's Isaiah 32:2. It says, "And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land." Right? So these men, they're there in that aspect, right? Taking care of business, so on and so forth. But then when they look to the left or to the right to retrieve the help from said helpmates, it's a lot of degrading and down trodden statements that are made. It's give me your phone. You've been talking to bitches, and women have an authority problem, man. Okay, they don't know how to weld it. All right, and they shouldn't weld it at all because they're too emotional. But that's what they do, man. They try to withhold sex from you. All right, if you don't do what they say to do, or then they become bitter and nasty towards you in the house if you don't pay no attention to the ignorance that flies out of her mouth. Okay, you become an enemy in your own crib. Okay, so this is a lot to take in, man. All right, but we already know that this was gonna happen, man. During the pandemic, we seen a lot more domestic violence attacks too. Okay, but it's gonna get a lot worse because now is the time where what does it say? Give me a second here. It's in Matthews 24:12. It says, "Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." All right, so men aren't into women in that fantasy way. Okay, that shit is played out. It's getting less and less to that point where if she ain't helping you and she ain't gonna be a help and she just gonna be trouble in the flesh, man. A lot of these guys have already chimed out on these women, man, and said they gonna go at it alone, man. Okay, but we know that Isaiah 4:1 is gonna come. But hey, as soon as you show that niggerish attitude or that westernized woman attitude, okay, in a place of safety during the time of Jacob's trouble, you're out. You out, man. You out. You going on the outskirts, man. Okay. So this is what's going to be going on from here until the checkout, man. Okay, and I'm talking about with the missiles hitting this place. Okay, these women are on thin ice, man. Okay, and we're gonna see a more uptick on those situations, man. Because now we at the end, and all these bird brain bitches want to do is party, bend over and twerk something, and fucking they're irresponsible. They don't show gratitude. They don't have any feminine qualities, nothing. So it's at an end with certain men not chasing no more, man. Okay? And those men that do have the resources and take in a woman and try to be, a covering for her. Okay? All it's going to take, man, because men are getting more and more serious, man. Okay? Because the times are getting more serious. All it's going to take is one F up, man, and you out of there. Okay? And I'm not talking about unalived. I'm talking about you going. You don't have to deal with me no more, and I ain't definitely going to deal with you no more. Just disappear away from here. That's it. Okay? So those are things that consider in these days, man. When you get in these relationships, they're not going to work, man. This is hell. This is Babylon the Great, man. Okay? Unless that woman get in her mind that she need a man, because the black woman is the only woman in the whole wide world that tries to self-replicate and don't need her man. Okay, so death and destruction to them wicked as westernized minded Israelites, man. Okay, women. Okay. So with that, I want to say all praise due to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakah, Kodash, Shalom.